Alrighty, everybody. DSP versus the Internet, episode 58 rolls on. Here, part 5 of 6. We're actually about to watch the final video in the submissions to your playlist, but then we started really late because we hit the shuffle button. So I'll just reset back to the beginning, and we'll watch the first couple of clips after this. Alright, here we go. Now, this is something that I've been talking about in videos recently. That when I went to university, okay, I had a religious course taught actually by a Jesuit priest. And what he taught us was that in a lot of major religions, not all of them, but in a lot of major religions, the general themes of the religions are incredibly similar. And in a lot of cases, you can actually see, that the actual stories are almost the same. It's pretty interesting in that regard. So let's see, because I think that's what this video is about. So let's take a look.
It goes beyond tradition and practice and formula, and it's more about relationship and connecting with the divine.
Never Stop Adventuring is the name of his
What's up, guys?
channel.
This is KUMA. Today we're going to be talking about if all religions are right. Before we get into the video, though, I just want to thank you guys for your support. If you're new here to the channel, please subscribe and leave a like on this video. On this channel, I do weekly podcasts, and I do about 2 to 3
It's a nice
uploads
cardigan
a week,
sweater he's wearing
everything on
there.
This channel is totally Patreon supported, so if you would like to support the channel, please follow the description down below to become a Patreon of mine. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I've asked myself this question a lot, and that's the idea that all religions are possibly right, or at least there are some aspects of them that ring true in every religion. And I've come upon some ideas as far as the nature of sin and just the state of mankind on this planet from the jump. Like, it seems as though with all religions we have this common idea that everyone is sinful or everyone is in a place of redemption. And this got me thinking, where does that idea come from? And that idea sort of stems from this place of a fall from grace, or in Buddhism and Hinduism, you've forgotten who you are and you've gotten sucked up in this illusion that we live in. And of course, with Christianity, there's a common idea that you are born with sin because of the fall of man in the Garden of Eden. All of this told me that there is a commonality between these things that basically says we've fallen from something and we need to get back to something. We need to find our way back home. So
And if you think about that, right, on like a philosophical level, it's like, well, why would that be prevalent in every religion? Because it's a way to explain why we do things that are wrong, stupid, selfish, or morally reprehensible. We've fallen from perfection. If we were perfect, we wouldn't do the things that are considered bad. But because we do bad things as humans, we justify that by saying, well, because we fell from grace, because we're imperfect, because, you know, Adam and Eve ate the apple, because we forgot who we were, and we're fooled in this realm of dimension. We have to get back to being the spiritual beings we once were. Every religion seems to have that theme, right? And I think that's where it comes from.
That realization that we have fallen from grace, or we've lost our way on this road, I started to do some research on the ideas of God between several different religions, and I came to find out that with these different religions, the most popular ones at least, there's this idea that there is a presence, there's this pervading consciousness, this substructure almost, the very essence of life underlining everything else, and that itself is the thing that is in everything. With Christianity, it's the fact that God says, I am that I am, and that God is in everything. He is everything. He's everywhere. There's nowhere you can get away from the presence of God. And in Hinduism and Buddhism, I join those two together because they're pretty similar in their ideas of meditation and enlightenment. They have the idea that the universe is pervasive in everything, and that even within you is a small portion of the bigger universal consciousness, the one. So this made me particularly look at the differences between religions. So if you're saying that all religions are the same, you must then say that the differences between them are unanimous. Like, they agree that these things are wrong or these things are evil. So you have this idea of the duality of light versus darkness, and every religion I've looked at least the most popular ones, have this idea that there is a darkness and there is a light. The only difference is It comes in who those elements represent. This goes for Shiva and Kali, and Jesus and the devil, or God and the devil, or however you want to look at it. There is always a dualistic element, and even if it's not a particularly dualistic religion, they still hold that there is evil in the world and there is good in the world. The only real differences that I found in religions is their belief on who to follow.
Exactly.
Some really interesting questions.
And honestly, it's the semantics. It's like every religion has like a figure. Is it Jesus? Is it the great prophet of Muhammad, right? The prophet Muhammad. Is it Buddha, right? Like each religion has this big figurehead of who you should be following. And in a lot of cases, it just seems like semantics. Like if the core elements of the religion, the tenets of the religion are very similar, right? Then it just comes down to the very specifics that are different and that separate us. And that was what fascinated me when I was in university and we were having that course, we were studying and we were learning about these different religions. And the priest is like, literally, if you take a look, it's almost the same character or person, or, you know, we say character because, you know, some people believe only my story is right, everyone else's story is wrong, right? But in reality, you know, if you believe those people are real, then they're not a character, they're a real person to you, right? So I don't want to be offensive to anyone here, because no matter what I say, people will be offended, right? But you understand what I'm saying, like an entity or a person that is the one that's in charge or leading, that you should follow that example, right? But what you're following is very similar in a lot of these religions. It's almost the same. It's just the little nuances. Like, for example, in the Muslim religion, there's little tenets and things that they follow that are very different from Christian religion's tenets and things, but the core elements are the same. So does it really matter, right? And a lot of people say yes, because my religion is the one true one, and I must believe in that one, and you know, not the others. Everyone else is led astray and going down the wrong path, while I am going down the true path, right? And a lot of people who are religious will say stuff like that. But in reality, what he's saying, the analysis, if you just look at an analysis of what religions say, yeah, there's these core beliefs and tenets, good and evil, right? And then the semantics of is the person that you follow is really where the people disagree. And as crazy as it sounds, there's holy wars over this stuff. Entire civilizations have gone to war that actually have the same core belief systems, but they go to war over the semantics of it. Well, I follow this person. Well, I follow this person. You're wrong. Let's kill each other. What? But we both agree on good and evil and treat others well and how we want to be treated. And these basic belief systems are all the same, but let's kill each other over the semantics of how and who. Like, what? And a lot of the times, I hate to say it, it just seems very, very hypocritical. If your religion is all about, like Christianity in general, I'm going to call it out because I was raised Christian, okay? Christianity, we're told outright, you know, do not harm others, do not kill others, do not do things horrible to others. It's part of the core tenets of the religion. But there were entire holy wars wherein the Europeans went out and started fighting other nations over this and tried and converted other nations and completely changed the face of other nations. That's completely hypocritical. 100% hypocritical. It's nuts how religion has done this over the years to humanity, you know? Anyway.
And after some conversations with fellow mystics, I found that it's possible that all these other religions are just a retelling of the same experience with the same entity, just in different forms.
Right.
Think of the different religions as one person's experience with a very interesting entity or being or someone that they met, say at a bar somewhere.
Jingle says you called out Christianity because that's the only one you can call out without social consequences. No, it's because it's the only one I know the specifics of. I'm sure this applies to other religions too, but I was raised Roman Catholic, so that's the one I can speak from experience. I'm not going to speak about other religions that I don't know the details, right? That'd be pretty stupid, no?
this person at the bar, and they were very interesting, and they captivated you, and you had a mystical experience, and you took that mystical experience back to your friends and created a religion or a belief system about the ways that you connect to this entity. It may have been a full moon when you connected to this entity. You may have been wearing a specific amount of clothes. You may have not eaten that day, but whatever the case may be, you created a set of guidelines and traditions that helped you connect to that person or entity. And I found it really interesting between these different religions that the best way to connect to them, apart from these peripheral practices and traditions, was to connect with them in a place of love and compassion. It seems as though the heart chakra is the way to connect to different entities and have these mystical experiences. So in a way, I believe that the different religions are just a retelling of the same experience with the same entity. But what does this really mean for you? Why do you have...
All right, I think we watched enough of this. I get it. I like it. It's interesting to think about it, but it's droning on now with the same stuff over and over. All right, I need to reset the playlist because that was the very end of the playlist. So I need to reset it, and then we can continue on here. So hold on one second here. I gotta go back to the first video in the playlist. Okay. So now we'll just hit play, and we're just gonna watch them basically in order that they were kind of submitted. All right. Here we go. Oh, that's very true. Old My Big W says, an issue with religion is that the people who follow them don't always reflect the values they claim to hold. That's very true. I can wholeheartedly tell you, when I was growing up, Roman Catholic, I would go to church every week, and I would see people sitting there in the church, right? Singing, you know, saying the prayers. Oh, I'm such a good giving the money to the church, or the tithes every week. You give the tithes to the church to keep the church going. So there's, oh, they're a holy person. And the moment they step out of that church, they were scumbags. They were mean-hearted people who were just nasty. And it's like, how can you go to church? Don't you understand the purpose of you going there is to say that you are going to follow the tenets of that religion that you're in there for? And then the moment you step out of that church, it's like, you forgot all about that and you're a different person. The thing is, what it is for a lot of people, they see that as a crutch. They see their religion as oh, if I'm part of that religion, it means I'm a good person. No, it doesn't. Just claiming to be part of a religion doesn't make you good. Actually practicing what you preach makes you good. That's the difference a lot of people don't get. They're trying to use that as a way to redeem themselves. Oh, but I go to church every Sunday. That doesn't mean you're a good person. It just means you went to the building. Now you have to live everything that you just experienced in that building in your real life, or else it means nothing, and you're just a hypocrite. There you go. Okay. What the hell? Yo, you took the bear slingers took his tongue out. That was funny. Oh, it's KUMA. KUMA from Tekken. KUMA is styling.
Fuck with my shoe. Who ordered the big butt?
The music's too loud. I can't hear what he's saying. The music's way too loud. Oh, he said cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. They hit you with the fish.
I'm in trouble.
How are you in trouble? You have like tons of health. Like duck quacks. Quack, quack, quack.
You should have thought ahead.
The bouncy butt. The bouncy butt tactics. Lap him with the fish. Lap him around. Oh no.
Panda, will you marry me?
Look at this.
Round one.
Denied. Panda doesn't like KUMA. The bouncy butt. Look at that.
I don't care about that. No, you're doing it wrong. You're like that.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy butt.
Oh, that didn't even hurt.
Instant kill. Walk right into it. I wonder how... This is Video Game Donkey, by the way. I wonder how high of a rank he got with KUMA. Because KUMA's not very good. KUMA has always been a joke character where he has a gimmick. He has a couple gimmicks where he can catch you with a few things. But if you know KUMA's moveset, he's slower. And therefore, he can't really do that much against the better characters. But it's fun to play with him. He's a freaking bear, right? He's never been amazing. So, I wonder what... If we go to the end of the video, if it keeps showing his progress, like how high of a rank he got, I'm curious how high he got with KUMA in this game. He got to... He's an eliminator, so that's orange tier. Okay. I wonder if that's where it ended. This is 1 month ago, so maybe he kept playing. Unblockable roll. It's stupid unblockable. Oh no, here he's red. He got the red ranks. Cool. He got the red ranks. Oh my god. That's a cool throw. The dance, do the dance! He hit him with the unblockable dance. That's good. Do the dance! Right? Very cool. That's funny. No, Akuma's a fun character. He's just, like I said, he was never really a great character competitive-wise, right? I don't think he's ever been like a tournament-winning character. So it is what it is. Okay, that was a cool donkey video. So they're different from the kind of video we watch from him. I'm sure the Tekken community appreciates he makes videos, considering he gets 1.8 million views on that video, and the actual competitive players barely push like 50,000 views on a video when they even make a good one. Like, it's hard. In the competitive Street Fighter community, it's real hard to get tons of attention. It is. Even the top players don't get a lot of attention compared to like guys like him. So I'm sure they're probably happy that at least Tekken got some exposure there.
Singapore will dedicate the third Friday of every May as a day of remembrance for drug victims. And the day will see schools and institutes of higher learning organise various activities to spread the message on the ills of drug addiction to youths. This initiative from the Inter-Ministry Committee on Drug Prevention for Youths that was formed last year. Aslam Shah with more.
Her face scares me, and I don't know why. Her face is like terrifying, is it not? Just scary face. Patpong marijuana, so they do have legal marijuana in Singapore.
Growing trend by some to legalize and normalize drugs consumption, an issue that deeply concerns Singapore. Here, new drug abusers jumped by 18% last year. Authorities hope that the Drug Victims Remembrance Day will help convey the extent of damage that drug abuse brings and deter potential abusers.
Activism usually focuses on drug traffickers and the penalties they face, but there are thousands of others whom we should think about. These others are the victims of the drug traffickers and the lucrative drug trade, the abusers who suffer, their families, their loved ones. They are forgotten in activism, but we must remember them, and we must remember the suffering that they've gone through and the harm that drugs have done to them and their families.
Authorities are also stepping up efforts to minimize reoffending, with its 5-year recidivism rate at close to 37%.
As repeat abusers have more complex needs, prisons has enhanced its psychology-based correctional programs based on resistance and addiction studies. These programs help abusers in the DRC better recognize their drug triggers and strengthen their resolve to resist drugs and pursue pro-social lifestyle. They also help abusers reflect on the harm that drugs have caused their loved ones and man-freight relationship.
Among the moves are to...
So I'm trying to understand. What they're saying is the third Friday of every May, basically they're going to it says they dedicate, but what does that mean? Like, what are they going to do specifically on that day, I wonder? That's what I'm confused about. Like, what do they do on that day? Because I understand what they're saying. They're saying a lot of in our country, a lot of what people talk about is just like punishing the drug traffickers. But what about the people who are hooked on the drugs and whose lives are, you know, ruined by drugs? They should be commemorated, remembered, and helped and stuff like that. And I totally get that. But I don't really understand what they're saying. What are they doing? That's what I'm lost. You know, like, what exactly are they doing about it? And also, the fact that they just showed a place where the marijuana was like being sold. Obviously, it's allowed. So I guess they do have legal marijuana use in Singapore as well, probably for people with medical conditions, I would think.
Strengthen family support and referring families to self-help groups. From April, inmates and their families who require marital support will be referred to family service centers for counseling.
This will help to increase the inmate social capital and reduce their reoffending behavior for long term. An inmate who do not have family support rights tends to have more stresses when they are out of the community. And it is important for family to be prepared for reintegration challenges such as stigma and managing negative emotion, and how they also handling setbacks.
Keeping a very complex issue. It is a very complex issue, and at least they have something that they're doing that's nice, rather than just, oh, you went to jail for drugs and now throw you back into society. Figure it out for yourself. It's good to know they're doing something there. Okay. I don't know how far we're going to get with this one. This is Gilbert Gottfried, and he's very funny with his roasting, okay? I think he's one of the funniest things he's ever done is when he was on these shows roasting people. But this might get claimed, like, right away because it's Comedy Central, and I think we've done Comedy Central content before, and it almost always gets claimed immediately. So let's see how far we can get before we have to stop.
Walks into a bar every morning, and then he stays there till it closes. A woman gets into a really bad car accident. The man rushes from work over to the hospital. The doctor comes out. He goes, sorry, it's really bad news. Your wife was in a horrible car accident. Her face and body are totally mangled. She'll be crippled and paralyzed from the neck down. She's going to need 24-hour care, of which your insurance is not going to pay for. You're going to have to wash her and feed her and keep turning her over in case she gets bed sores and rubbing ointment on her. And you'll have
what a super complex joke. Because you see the buildup is so long that you know there's going to be some punchline coming. It's like such a big buildup, and that's how a lot of his jokes were.
Change her pretty constantly because she'll have no control over her bladder or bowels, and the man breaks down crying, and the doctor goes, I'm just fucking with you, she's dead.
Wow.
Come on, everyone.
Wow, you see? What a buildup. What a buildup, and then boom, it's even worse, even darker humor. Even darker humor, right? Holy crap. Oh, man. Yeah, Devin just did a super chat and says, Iago the Parrot, may he rest in peace. Yes, Gilbert Gottfried did pass away recently.
Take it easy on Seth. It's gotta be hard for him to do a roast, especially because the Simpsons haven't done it yet. Pam Anderson is walking on a beach. She stumbles upon a magic lamp. She rubs the lamp, a genie pops out. And the genie says, I'm here to grant you one wish. Pam says, I want you to make VIP the hit show it should have been. The genie says, even with all my power, I can't do that. Can I grant you a different wish? So Pam says, okay, can you make my vagina tight again? And the genie says, let me take another look at VIP.
Oh my God. Damn. Damn. Oh, you see, his roasting is so intense. And it's so specific, too. Like, he'll eat away at your biggest flaw. Hasselhoff with the alcoholism and her obviously being known for what she was known for in the 90s. And, yeah, damn, it's like so harsh. Such damning, slamming comedy, right? Yikes. Oh, my God. Okay. I guess the next video absolutely is getting claimed. 400% it's getting claimed. So I just want to watch it for a second, and then we'll stop watching it and we'll split the part. Because this is definitely going to get claimed right now. There's no way Mr. Bean would not get claimed. And listen, I love Mr. Bean. He's funny as hell. But you know this video is getting claimed 1 zillion% within like 30 seconds. So let's enjoy 30 seconds of Mr. Bean, shall we? Oh, I remember this one. He wants the kid to stay in there for a long time. He puts like $1 million in there. Yeah. He spends like his whole day at the mall while the kid's in there. I remember that. He leaves the child unsupervised. He goes and does a whole day worth of activities. Oh, look at that. No, I'm gonna ride alone. By the way, where's the security bar? There was no bar went down to keep him in place. It's supposed to be really old. Oh my God. So, I'm surprised it hasn't gotten claimed yet, because this is the official Mr. Bean channel, too. So this is 100%, you know, we haven't gotten claimed yet. This is wild. I'm going to try to watch the whole scene, see what happens. Young Rowan Atkinson. Nice reaction. Nice reaction to a roller coaster. He's deadpan. Completely deadpan. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, it got claimed. God damn it. I knew it was going to get claimed, too. What can you do? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's almost it. We got one more part of DSP versus the internet coming up. Thank you all for chilling with me here this lovely Easter Sunday. I will see you for the final part soon.